Thank you for staying with us. We're talking about the structure and perhaps setting agenda for the new government. Professor Femi Ajayi of Babcock University of the Department of Political Science and Public Administration is here, guest in the studio. And I'm not sure we have Honorable Idahosa in our Abuja studio. But just before I go to him, if we have him, Prof, tell me about, we've been talking about these key roles, the issue of zoning. Do you subscribe to it?
Personally, I don't like zoning. It is a way of actually, making some people to be a part of the system. But you don't have to go and get in an entity from a zone because it's been zoned to that place. They get some credible individual. If I have my way, I would say, well, just cancel this zoning and go for the best. Go for those who are will actually produce. With this incoming government, there will be so much at stake. And again, Nigerians are just in a rush. They are not waiting for anything. And it took the incoming president almost 12 years to prepare for this. So he knows the beginning of what is actually happening in Nigeria. What he should do is to just get around running immediately in a zone. He doesn't have to wait for 10 days.
He doesn't have time to wait.
No. Even now, he should be actually getting his cabinet together. And now the thing that he needs is just the Senate. He needs the Senate to actually help him out. Because
so who becomes the Senate president is very important.
It's very, very important and very important. It's not somebody just because of this or that. That's why you have to be the Senate president. The blocks are there, and they have to be actually satisfy this zoning you are talking about. But we have to actually look at who is qualified to do that. Let me talk something about Saraki briefly. In 2011, we know he has a kind of family problem in terms of who becomes the governor of the state. When he left, he served quite for about 2 terms, and again is now for the sister to come over. And he honorably disagree with the family. Oh no, Daddy, don't do that. Let's have somebody else neutral to that. That is one of the qualities of that he has. He could be able to work with some people and again at the same time do some what is right for the country.
Right.
And he's the one that could actually help Buhari because he doesn't have to waste much time in actually doing that. And Buhari promised that he's going to get some technocrats and some people who are either in Nigeria or outside Nigeria to bring those guys. And who can do that? He needs a center to actually approve of that for him.
All right, let's turn to our Abuja studio now, where Honorable West Idahosa is a PDP member. He's a former member of the House of Representatives. He joins us now from our Abuja studio. Thank you for joining us. We've been talking about the leadership of the Parliament in Nigeria, the National Assembly, and the Senate has been taking our attention for the past few minutes. Tell me, some of these guys are your colleagues at the House of Representatives, Professor Gbajabiamila and, of course, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. How important is the role of a speaker? And from your interaction and the knowledge of these guys that you know, tell us about them and this seat. Who is the best man from your point of view for this role?
Well, first, thank you for inviting me today. And let me quickly let you know that I am not PDP, I'm APC. But that's, by the way, the dynamics, assuming they have settled in terms of zoning, is not as easy as the public sees it. Don't forget that about 2011, what is now known as the Tambula option was introduced. And because that has happened before, the likelihood that it could happen again once the zoning is not based around an acceptable personality. Because leadership in Parliament must be based around acceptability. It is very important because parliamentarians are basically equal by status, even though by virtue of principal officership, they become senior and otherwise. So, assuming without conceding that it is now settled that the Southwest zone will be asked to produce a speaker, then of course you know that Femi Gbajabiamila, without missing a word, will be a fit and proper person in terms of experience, in terms of his cognizy with respect to proceedings. He has serious and acute floor plenary control and influence. He has also been quite active in committee management from the background. And then, of course, he has a one-on-one reach amongst very many members of the House of Representatives. So I do believe that once the zoning takes that form, he will definitely be head and shoulder above many contemporaries and challengers.
All right, tell me, these guys are your former colleagues when you were in the House of Representatives. Tell us, the Speaker, what kind of influence does that kind of person wield when he attains the office, and what kind of relevance does a Speaker has tell Nigerians to the President, and how can he help, for example, the incoming government?
Well, of course, you know there are two types of speakers that you will always have in Parliament. The charismatic speakers that rely on their personality to mobilize all segments of the legislature. And then, of course, you have the official speakers who are mere occupants of the seat, likely because somebody has to occupy that. So it is our hope and aspiration that we produce a charismatic speaker. But by and large, the Speaker of the House is critical to a successful tenure of the President. Do not forget that the power of the purse in terms of appropriation is really with the House of Representatives, given its numerical strength, and in the event of a disagreement which could lead to a joint sitting, the House will definitely have that influence in terms of appropriating funds belonging to the nation. So because of that, every speaker will be key to presidential success. And most presidents will know that it is wise to have the speaker very close affinity in terms of relationship. The second point I would like to make is that the speaker has direct influence on the appointment of committee chairs. And Parliament, as you do know, particularly presidential parliaments, like the type we operate in this country, is very, very much run by the committee system. So you have powerful committees that influence various sectors of the economy and regulate other matters that affect government of our country. So committee chair, so to speak, become very important. And because they have, whether we like it or not, they come under the direct control of the speaker. The speaker then becomes very important in influencing the success of Parliament. He can make the passage of laws very difficult for you. He can also make them very, very easy.
All right. Just a quick one. You have 30 seconds, Honorable Idahosa. Tell me the certain agenda for this government in the first, perhaps, 100 days, if the coming government takes over power on May 29th. What do you think they should be focusing on, the incoming government of General Buhari?
Well, I think the key elements will be focus on the security of lives and property. That is key. The second, of course, will be to tackle corruption, because that can deny you the chance of performing in office. And the other issue would be to choose one critical infrastructure. Now we choose electricity.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable West Idahosa, for talking to us on the program. I wish that we had more time. I'd love to talk to you. The last time I checked, I knew you were PDP. I didn't know you were back in the APC fold. Thank you anyways for joining us tonight. I want to thank you also, Professor Femi Ajayi, for being a part of the show. I really appreciate your time. Professor Femi Ajayi of the Babcock University of the Department of Political Science and Public Administration. Also, we earlier talked with a former presidential candidate of the NCP, Chief Dele Momodu, and Abiodun Ajijola, who joined us via Skype from Akure. He's an election monitor. And of course, you have been such a wonderful company on the program. I understand that you sent so many comments and emails. We won't be able to take them just yet, but next time we'll look at them. I'm sure Kimari on behalf of the team here from Channel Television Headquarters in Lagos. See you next time.